confidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Las Vegas Raiders. It's an Indian summer afternoon. Perfect conditions for football, and off we go on EA Sports. This will make it into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. First carry for Josh Jacobs. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
He's tackled at the 20.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play call to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Carr can beat you in a lot of ways. The scramble there, a perfect example as he gets the 1st.
10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Carr. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now a play fake. Carr. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
47-yard line.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. On play action. Now Carr. Steps away to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
On play action, it's Carr. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how he wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey, because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
2nd and 5. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Steeler, 1st down.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders have recovered. The player on my spot sheets, I highlighted turnover margin because we remember they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the 1st quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close. And it's not something they even imagine because the amount of time that we know that they spend in practice talking about what they need to get done, working on it, showing them how to take care of the football, and emphasizing what it means in terms of winning. They've got to just be puzzled right now that they're not taking care of the ball better.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. A good 1st down call as the screen play gets him 9.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
At the 16-yard.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Here's 2nd and 1 now from the 7. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
They'll run it with Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. Solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again. Oh, his first carry, he loses the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr going for it all. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Rico Gafford, the intended target.
And that'll bring up second down.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
12 yards there and a first down.
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Eli Apple. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 8-yard line.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Raiders 7, Steelers nothing.
And they'll get this to Ruggs on the jet sweep.
And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders.
Henry Ruggs.
His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders add on to their lead.
Well, we've talked about it before. You know, this jet sweep, something a lot of teams like to run nowadays, and this one lines up in the end zone.
And it is all about creating different ways to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And wasn't it interesting that prior to this game, the head coach told us, I saw this sitting in my chair watching a Tuesday night college game and decided to implement it myself.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches.
On the ground, it's Geis. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43.
Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted. but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Henry Ruggs, the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down.
Second down and 10.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up second and 10. They run it with Jacobs and give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Jacobs, the ball carrier.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on third down. From the gun, it's Carr. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
No move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They do go for it. It's Carr. This one complete to Gafford. And he goes down, but not before getting us inside the 25. They go for it on 4th down, and it pays off big time as they pick up 29. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 23. Now Carr. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, his second touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Boy, so if you are scoring at home, Charles, and God bless you if you are, but that's now 3 drives and 3 touchdowns.
So in a baseball game, wouldn't that wreak havoc on your scorecard?
Yes.
I mean, with all the action that's happening now, how they got here, whatever cliche you want to bring into it, they're locked into a groove, they're clicking on all cylinders. Bottom line, they're piling up the points.
Set to kick off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll set up a throw. Trying to get it to Ebron, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones.
Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. Now after the INT, it's Carr. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now Carr. That's caught by Waller out left side. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21.
The ball carrier.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. This throw caught around the 6. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Henry Ruggs. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now.
Makes the score Raiders 28, Steelers 0. Joey Sly set to kick off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he returns this to the 22.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They'll buy some time right. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. He's going to air one out. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And the return will stop right around the 25. So his struggles just continuing here in the first half throwing the football, Charles. Now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
Throwing on 1st down is Carr. He's going to let this one go deep. They find some open field here. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Shotgun handoff now to Geis. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. The Raider defense strong on that one in coverage, and now it's 4th.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And Mike Tomlin going to roll up the sleeves here and say, let's go for it on 4th. They'll run for it. Geis. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
Inside the 15 he goes. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play.
Steeler 1st down.
So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And Boswell's kick is good. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. They start the second half with a run by Geis. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. That one definitely helps as they try to push the ball down the field here, trailing early in the third quarter.
And even though they're trailing, not abandoning the running game. People may call it an adjustment. I think it's just much more sticking to what works for you and continuing to have faith in it, and the running game is starting to pay off.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking deep here for Ebron. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, is intended target. But it'll be second down.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
Geis with the carry on second down. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
A 7-yard gain on the play.
And out of the gun now on 3rd down. Oh, look at that, a diving catch. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. And it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
Back to throw now on 1st down. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Chase Claypool.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Johnson the intended target, and he's 3rd and 4.
But coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face, coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
A gain of 3 yards.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
He was brought down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Here's 2nd and 8. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. But the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way that's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've done.
He's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Max Crosby, his 2nd sack of the night.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
As it's now a 22-point game. So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
Tariq Cohen on the return. The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Carr now on 1st down. Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Josh Jacobs.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 30-yard line.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30.
The job of any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get the ball carriers. But in this case, I think we can safely say he beat him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that play.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Shotgun now for Carr. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the 1st. 1st down Raiders, Carr to Waller. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Rico Gafford, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
3rd quarter from Southern Nevada. Here's a 2nd and 10. Now a carry for Jacobs. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Brings up 3rd down and 11.
Third and 11. And some extra depth in the secondary here. They're in the dime. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. He'll let this go deep for runs. This is caught inside the 15. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders add on to their lead.
For the point after.
This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half is getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
25-yard line.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down. Quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On play action, they'll throw. Able to hit his target, Claypool. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Out of the gun, Geis.
48-yard line.
It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Ebron caught left side. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37.
2nd and 5 at the 37-yard line.
And the Raiders have got him. Cleveland Farrell able to record his 5th sack of the season. The Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
3rd and long.
Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. They'll drop to throw. Off to Geis on the screen. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is incomplete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Raider D, they get the football back.
The play is a turnover on downs.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they won't take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. On play action. Now Carr. Taken down. T.J. Watt able to record his 5th sack of the season.
4th down.
Team couldn't get ready in time, and this is going to be a delay. Here's A.J. Cole now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
20-yard line.
They go play action here on 1st down. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Max Crosby bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play on 3rd there for the Steelers. 51 yards.
51-yard gain.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He'll chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. 3rd. 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 pass completion, certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on third. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will not get what he needed as he stops short of the first down and around the 22. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
Brings up fourth down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Eric Ebron. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit. Coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback. And when he stands up to the pressure and comes back and throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier, they feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They're looking at a third straight win here if they can hold on. Escaping the pressure right. And now the ball's out. Lost it. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by Pittsburgh.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And one of the whistles for a timeout.
Number 4.
So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Now a shotgun snap as they look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, and it's 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And that will write a finish to this ball game.
Tonight's final score.
So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Las Vegas, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on Washington. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, they